Olá, people! Hello! Estamos aqui para o último vídeo da série Workshop on Creativity, based on the work of Dr. Betty Edwards. And let's review about the last class, the last workshop class. We saw the perspective. And we did some draws in here to show the points of the perspective, which is the horizon line, vanishing point from where comes the convergent lines. And my student inspiring me to do another draw, which is the train trail. Looking how nice. Let's fix the camera for you see better. Look, the train trail goes into the tunnel on the mountains. The tunnel works like a vantage point in the horizon line. Okay, do you remember the last class? If you didn't watch the video, please, I advise you go there in the last video before this one and check it out. Okay, and then we moved on in this class about perceiving relationships and proportion here in the case. The better you see, the better you will express yourself. Then review about the eyes, the importance of the eyes too. We need to always look forward to work out our eyes, our vision, to see details wherever, looking anywhere, our hands, our rooms, the nature, people around us, face, we see faces now to work in proportions. Dr. Edwards proposed for us to see the proportions in faces. Yes, you know why? See here. One of the skill, according to Betty Edwards, the right hemispheres is recognition of faces. Yes, she says that is an ability of the right side, probably because the details to recognize faces, we need to notice the details. Yes, if you have a spot, how is the color of the eyes, the nose, the lips. One way to understand the proportion is drawing faces, as I said. In order to do what we need to perceive edges, spaces, and also overcoming the symbol system. Like, for example, the kids, the teenager, and you people in general go do a face and put just two balls, and it's the eyes. No, we needed to draw in a realistic drawing. Okay, not in a creativity, you can put you a square, a triangle, but in a realistic draw, you need to draw the eyes as the eyes are, with the pupil, with the eyelashes, the eyebrows, to be more realistic and looks like the real person. Okay. And then we did here, look at that. I found this in the internet. I don't know if the camera can capture the details, but is the proportions of the face. For example, the eyes are in the middle of the face. From here to the top, from here to the cheek is the same size. Okay, the eyes are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That proportion. Okay, and the face and the head, the full part here should be divided in 4. Now, in the middle is the eyes, and then half is the forehead, and the other half is the lining of the nose and goes to the ear. Okay, I didn't say about the central axis, the lining who cut the face in middle, the right and the left side, the same measurement. Okay, and to talk about measurement, I am figuring that in order to draw a face very realistic and looks like a real person, as the person is, you need to measure to find this proportion. Like I did in my face using the central X with 20, then all others like 4. I divide in 4 in them. 5 here, 5, 5, and 5. 4 parts. Okay. And the others, like interesting here, that the line of the nose is coming from the tears duct here. The lips from the pupil. Okay, I see if I found the website. I will put the website of this draw these proportions of the face in the description of this video. Okay, let's move on. And then looking here, these two first here didn't work out. I did try to do my face look at the mirror as Dr. Edwards proposed. Sorry, but I didn't look like me at all. This second here, I did, you know how looking at picture in my phone, look, it's more similar of me, isn't it? Looks like more like me 6 years ago when I was younger and less wrinkles. Okay, my head down. But people, I needed to share with you, especially with my students who was present in my last class. We struggle a lot to do the self-portrait following Dr. Edwards. I need to say the truth. Edwards' suggestions of she suggested to look in the mirror alone. Okay, but I look in the picture in the phone. But look, you know what I did, people, especially my students. I printed the picture in color first. Okay, the same picture I drawn this one. Okay, and then I printed it because I look for perfection. I am like this. Praise the Lord. I print in color, and then after I printed in color, I printed it in black and white. Look at that. Okay, the same color picture I printed in black and white. And you know what I did? I would say my next workshop. More two-ups. You have to look, pick or one order. Look in the mirror, looking at picture in the phone, or you do this. Print. Look at that. I took the picture, the copy of the picture, and I divide in squares 5 by 5. Okay, and look at the results of the picture I did copying in squares. Look at that. Looks very close, isn't it? Looks, you know what, people, amazing. Looks me like when I was a kid with the big eyes. Looks like when I was 7 years old. Okay, I think it's more similar, isn't it? Okay, doing the squares. Okay, I have this technique of the squares in this before this one. But people, you know what, the most close, you know what I did? Look, this is very good. The technique is a trick, in fact. Okay, I use, you know what, look at that graffiti paper. I put it back. Why not? Everything is permitted. You know, you need to use your creativity as you can. And then this is the result, copying with the graffiti paper. Very good. Look, looks close. The picture, don't say to me because I am older now. This picture is from 6 years ago, but it looks close, isn't it, people? Okay, I would if I would like it. Right now I don't have the patience to do that, painting in a canvas, but I could paint in a canvas. Look, I am a beautiful lady. I am a beautiful 6 years ago. I need to take a picture now to see more accurate. Maybe not. Why not internalizing my picture 6 years ago? Less wrinkles, isn't it? Let's see what is the next here. Now, the next, you know what is very important? Let's see how many minutes this video. 10 minutes. Okay. My 5 minutes, I will tell about very important, and I use it a lot. Look at that. Light and shadows. Okay. Light and shadows. We put it together in this video. Look at that. Perceiving lights and shadows. So important for a draw. We learned the 3 skills of drawing already. Perception of edges, of spaces and relationships, proportions. Go add more 1 skill. Perception of light and shadow, to bring a dimension, because the light and shadow brings dimension to our draw, to our painting, to our artwork. Then we need a source of light, the sun or the light. And then we have the object who are inciding the light. And the other side, opposite of the light, we have the shadow, which is formed when the light is blocked. And this is ability, a skill that the art mode, the right mode process unconsciously. Then we need a cognitive shift, because in order to draw a right light and shadow, cannot be something automatic. We needed to put like ASCII. Well, let's go put the left side to work. ASCII left side. How I can do light and shadow? How? That for to be something conscious. Because sometimes you according I am understand you use the right side unconsciously. We don't have consciousness. You need to use it with awareness. And then here we need to learn consciously see and draw lights and shadows. According to Edwards, people with injuries in the right side of the brain cannot figure out about the light and shadow properly. Then prove that is an ability of the right side. In order to draw light and shadow, we need a graduation of tones from the light to the dark. From the source of light to the dark. Okay, here we have 8, but you can go to 12 tones. And then we did an exercise. Look here, you can see the graduation. We needed to learn again. This is an exercise to do the cross hatching. It's a variety of values in draw. One hatch, just one side. You pick the pencil and go one on one side, and then you go cross hatches 1 and 2 and 3, and then here I did more. Okay, let's show close to you. Look here, in the first is the light, nothing, just the light. Then the 1, you put the pencil this way, and then the second is 1 and 2, darker. 1 and 2 and 3. And then the other, the 4 times, hatching, 5, 6, until the most dark the graffiti can go. Okay? Okay, then we did an exercise to practice. Here, I shown you this draw of an egg. The light come inciding here in the side, in the other opposite side forms the shadow. Very close to the object is darker, and then comes the graduation, because this you did the exercise about graduation of tones with the hats. okay? And then the highlight and the cast shadow, the dark shadow, the crest shadow between the light and the reflects is something between, not too dark, not too light. And the reflection of the light in this side here. Here is a ball. And then I ask the students to pick what they would like, or if a ball to do like this one here, or an object. I gave you some shapes like a box, big, small, some little containers for the practice, the light and shadow. Let's see the next. Okay, and then our workshop finished. Praise the Lord. I used 4 classes of about 2 hours each one, a total 80 hours. If you go work with the methodology of Dr. Betty Edwards, I suggest this. Okay, if I start with 7 students and then some people left for some reason. Finish with 4. If you have a bigger class, maybe need more time, because always in the end of the classes I do an exposition with the students draws put in a hall or in a board with the mask tape. And like this one, I put like the mask tape, and everybody, if you want to, like Dalton DeLuca makes everybody talk a little bit about the work they did. If they like other draw of the other people. Somebody comment how was the process to draw, if they figured out something, because people, this is one thing differential with Dalton DeLuca class, is to express verbally how was to use the right side of the brain, because it's not verbal, but we needed to use both sides. And one thing I'm figuring every time more and more, we need to balance both sides. I will not just draw with the right side or speak only with the left side. We need to balance. We need to reduce the left, the rational, and raise the intuition, the non-verbal, for both work together. For we use our creativity, our brain, and fullness. Okay, people. And then I will read now my final considerations about what the art means to me. I have learned through the art that zooming every detail, line, and shape the best we can form a beautiful piece of something special. In this way, we can enhance awareness and express ourselves properly, more in fullness, more properly, because we go becoming more confident, more balanced in our with our skills working together, connecting our hemispheres, our body, working our eyes to see better. Okay, people, I hope you enjoy this series of this series is only one, this one workshop on creativity, and may help you in some way, or help others. Okay, may you keep drawing once in a while, if possible 1 draw per day, or 1 a week, 1 a month at least, for we keep uh, working our eyes to see details so important. For we work the macula inside our eyes, which retains the details, and not just to look at the screen and or the PC or screens in general, or do 3, 4, 5 things at the same time and don't pay attention what we are doing. We are losing focus in our lives. And you need to pay attention in details. Okay, so important. I think my duty as an artist is to help people to understand this. For me, it's easy to, sometimes even for me, with this gift I have to be an artist, it's not difficult. I need to focus, forget everything, and focus what you are doing Not just to draw, but cooking, cleaning the house. May you try to do one thing per time, isn't it? To focus and enjoy more what we are doing. And remember, art is everything we do with love. God bless. Bye bye.